Welcome back to Butterfly Effect Tarot. My name is Lorraine, and today's topic is regarding important and urgent messages that you need to hear at this time. There are going to be 3 groups, and the timestamps for each group will be in the description box in the comments section below. If the reading and messages resonate, please feel free to like and subscribe, and you can let me know in the comments if you choose. To all of my subscribers and returning viewers, as always, I greatly appreciate you and I thank you. For newer viewers, welcome. And if interested, after this video, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into each one of your messages. Hi, Group 1. So this is a quick energy check-in as a extra layer of confirmation that this is in fact a message meant for you to hear at this time, and also to give us insight as to why it is important or urgent for you to hear it at this time. So some of you could currently be in an energy where you are ready to be passionate about life. You're ready to kind of step into your power. Some of you could have already done so, but others of you are kind of ready to be in your life, in your life's purpose. You're ready to be embarking on this journey. You're ready to kind of be more active and more excited about life, more passionate about life, walking in your passion, walking in your purpose, fulfilling the dreams and goals you have for yourself. For some of you, it could be as simple as maybe, again, starting new hobbies, traveling, exploring more, being more extroverted, being more social. I do feel like for this group, you're comfortable within your own skin and your own solitude. But some of you could still at this time desire a romantic partner who's equally yoked with you, or even just a companion, or even a support group, like a nice community, people that are like-minded and they're genuine and authentic. Because I feel that you show up as a very generous, kind, divine being, but I don't feel like it's been really very much reciprocated within the past with the people around you in certain connections or in all your connections. And some of you could have isolated yourself for that purpose. But I do feel like maybe a lot of you are at a point where you're feeling very frustrated and drained with this cycle of life, the constant battles, the constant having to overcome, having to heal, and still feeling like there's no maybe perhaps movement in your life, like your life is at a standstill and things are moving very slowly, no matter how much time and effort you put into yourself and your journey and your path and your purpose. So if you are at a point where you're kind of considering pulling your energy back from the level of pursuit and level of energy that you're actually giving to this journey, this is probably a pivotal moment for some of you where the transformation in certain areas of your life may be right around the corner. And that could be why it's important and urgent for you to get this message and confirmation at this time. This reading was very similar to a previous group in another pick a card reading that I did recently. I won't say which topic, but if you were drawn to that reading and that group, when you hear this, it'll resonate, it'll click. Some of the elements here are different. This specific group and reading may actually go more in depth about how things unfold, how they're meant to unfold for you as it leads up into your, life's purpose, or how things have unfolded or why they unfolded the way they've done thus far. So I just wanted to kind of get that message out there. And if it resonates, then yes, this is more than likely certainly a message that is meant for you to hear at this time. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into this reading. Welcome to your reading, Pile 1, regarding what are some urgent and important messages that are meant for you at this time, coming from the divine, God, the universe, the higher power. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards. We're going to go ahead and look into the 5 cards that came through, and then we'll get into the reading. So the first card out is the Ten of Pentacles, followed by the Six of Pentacles, and then we have the Queen of Wands, followed by the Justice card. And the final card out is the Seven of Swords. Bottom of the deck energy is the Two of Cups. And we do have 3 clarifying cards here from a different tarot deck. And those 3 are the Ace of Cups, followed by the Ace of Wands, and then the Queen of Wands again. Bottom of the deck energy for the clarifiers is the Moon. So really quickly, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. For this group, there is a strong message that you are meant and destined to have prosperity and abundance. With the Ten of Pentacles being out here and the Queen of Wands showing up twice, I do feel like you are somebody who is meant to be very much powerful, authoritative, somebody who is very attractive, sexy, seductive, and somebody who is admired and well respected, especially with the Queen of Wands coming out with this Justice card. You are being viewed as a visionary here, or this is who you are destined to come into and who you're destined to be remembered and known as. You could be very creative. There could be a business or creative endeavor that you are putting out into the world at some point, and I feel like it will play a pivotal role in maybe creating some sort of change, seeking out some sort of justice for those that are not able to speak up for themselves. I feel like you're very generous. I feel like with this 10 of Pentacles going into the Six of Pentacles, you will have so much wealth and abundance and prosperity in your life that you will be very charitable with others. I feel like you are very passionate about justice. You're very passionate about fairness and equality for everyone. You're very passionate about giving to those that are less fortunate, making sure that people are seen, they feel heard, and they're taken care of. A very compassionate and loving energy coming through here. With the Ace of Cups here, I do feel like whatever you do for career is going to be very emotionally fulfilling for you, and you're going to put your heart into it. With the Ace of Wands following that, you're going to put a lot of passion and strong will and energy into what you're doing. You are going to more than likely have yourself in a position where you receive a lot of attention from others. This could be the energy you're in now, but I do feel like you will have a lot of suitors or a lot of people that are vying for your attention. For quite a few of you with this Ten of Pentacles legacy, this is usually a legacy that we are, or an empire that we create, and that it is something that is remembered or is spoken about even after we have passed on. And the Queen of Wands is usually somebody very popular or somebody who is famous. So this message has come through before. This message is reminding me of a message that came through before in a different reading. But I am going to say this, some of you could be seen, or at some point in your life, you're going to have to be in the spotlight, or you're going to have a position of power and authority where you make decisions with this Justice card and this Queen of Wands coming out, because the Seven of Swords comes out after Justice. And that's polarizing energies, because the Seven of Swords is about deception. It's about illegal activities. It's about somebody that is a thief. They're deceitful, and they're very much in this very toxic and negative energy. And they tend to do harm towards others. They tend to be very unfair and selfish. And then you have the Justice card coming out, which is an energy that handles the Seven of Swords. This is an energy that creates balance, justice, which is the name of it, fairness, harmony, and it kind of rectifies those type of wrongdoings. So I do feel like for this group, this is obviously something you may do for a career, something in the legal field, something where you're an activist, politics, or just somebody who pushes for there to be a certain sense of equilibrium. But I also feel like you yourself have experienced a lot of injustice. You yourself, maybe this could be in relationships or, in finances. Maybe somebody has stolen money from you before. Maybe people have put you in positions where your finances and your overall sense of self was compromised and you had to maybe struggle a bit. I do feel like you were maybe somebody who operated in this kind of justice energy when it came to other people and in your day-to-day life, where you're fair, you're harmonious, you're understanding, very compassionate, and very much about an equal give and take, because the Six of Pentacles comes out, and then the Justice comes out, and the Queen of Wands comes out in the middle. So somebody that is very much harmonious and trustworthy, with a strong integrity, and very honorable. But I don't feel like maybe that has been an energy that has been reciprocated to you very often in your life. If anything, it's like maybe the more you've given to people, the more you have invested in people, the more that you've been fair with others, they've kind of given you the opposite energy with the Seven of Swords. They've taken from you and not given back, or they've taken even more than they were supposed to. So you may have been drained or depleted energetically, in romance, in finances. It really just depends. But this is a message coming through to let you know that anything that has ever been taken from you, stolen from you, any injustice that you've ever received, it is something that is going to be repaid to you tenfold with this Ten of Pentacles, where you will more than likely have a loving partner, because the Two of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. And you two will have a beautiful legacy and an empire that you build together. Maybe you two will work together. Maybe you will have a nonprofit or some sort of a company or creative endeavor that you put out that helps other people that are less fortunate. This is also the energy with the Ten of Pentacles going into the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Cups at the bottom, suggesting that you may have a very well-off partner who is very generous with you. So where we just spoke about others taking from you, you will now bring in somebody, or somebody is destined to come in that will give to you, somebody that will match your fair and harmonious just energy, somebody that is operating from a strong integral place, somebody that is very spiritually led to you. And this will be a spiritual connection. I feel this person will be very intensely attracted to you because the Queen of Wands comes out twice. So I do feel like they will acknowledge just how attractive you are. They will see you as bold, courageous, very direct, somebody that is a leader, a boss, somebody that is independent and comfortable and confident in their own skin. They may acknowledge that other people desire you. And I do feel like your future spouse will be very proud of you, very proud to have you as theirs, and they will want to give you the world. This person will give to you in not just financially, but with the Two of Cups in a very loving and generous way. This could be a very romantic partner, somebody that will seek to make sure that you're happy and that there is balance and joy in every area of your lives. This is somebody that I feel like, again, some of you could work with, or this is somebody that could come in and provide for you financially and stabilize things in your life in a way for some of you where now you're able to step into this Queen of Wands energy and pursue the dreams and goals and passions that you desire. But I feel like for a majority of you, you will operate in this energy in your own right. You will have your own sense of independence and success and confidence when this person comes in. And I do feel like you are able to manifest and will manifest this person in because you've operated in such a just energy, because you operate in such a generous, kind, and fair energy. You're bringing in this fair and kind partner because the Two of Cups is about the same thing as the Justice card: balance and equality. It's about harmony. So this would be a very peaceful and loving connection, somebody that you can trust, that is dependable. I feel like this would be like your best friend and your lover. This is an important and urgent message for you because with the Moon card at the bottom of the deck and the clarifiers, you could be in this energy right now where there's fear, there's doubts around romance. You know, the Moon card can represent hidden enemies, tricksters, lies, and you being in an energy of fear and doubt about opening yourself up on an emotional level to new connections, because the Ace of Cups is out here as a new romantic connection. You could have a fear of that because with the Seven of Swords, you have experienced tricksters and lies. You have experienced wolf in sheep clothing. You have experienced people that may have caused you to question your own intuition. So you could have been closed off to love for a while by the time this person comes in, and you could be in an energy of maybe protecting yourself emotionally. But I do feel like, again, with the Ace of Cups coming out in the clarifiers, with the Ace of Wands as well, that is denoting a new, passionate, romantic beginning. And it is going to be one where I feel it may be sudden. And I feel like when this person comes in, there will be a very strong and intense draw and attraction to them. I feel like you will recognize this person right away. With the Wands energy out here, you could be a fire sign, or you could have fire very heavy in your chart, or you could be somebody that has a lot of Scorpio energy, because Scorpio energy, the Wands always gives me that vibe. So you could also be somebody that is very deep. You could have very intense and very seductive eyes. Maybe people are intimidated by your presence, or people may find it hard to look you in the eyes because maybe you can see to the core of people, or they feel like you're looking through them. So I do feel like you are a walking lie detector. I don't feel like anything gets past you. I do feel like you're very humble and reserved, even though you're operating in this Queen of Wands energy. There could be a kind of a little bit of a slight air of mystery around you. I feel like you could give something of an enigma, somebody that is, again, very alluring, very attractive. Like two Queen of Wands, this is the most attractive queen in tarot, and it's come out twice, and one time with the Ace of Wands. You are definitely very attractive. How you see yourself, I don't know, especially by the time you meet this person, by the time you come into this energy, if you haven't already, this is a double confirmation that you may go through a glow up where you are constantly becoming even more and more attractive, even more and more confident, even more and more sexy. But there is something about, I feel, your physical appearance, and not to be shallow, but there may be something about your physical appearance that serves you well in whatever you do for a career. So again, you could be very charming and attractive, and maybe this is something that you're able to use to your benefit when it comes to maybe seeking justice, or when it comes to maybe attracting in people that can hear you out. If you're a motivational speaker, for example, and you're very physically attractive, maybe people don't realize just how deep and compassionate and maybe even spiritual you are. But them being attracted to who you are brings them in, and it allows them to get the message that you're trying to send. So I do feel like that will play a role. And I do feel like that will also play a role in maybe some of you having something of a following or a very strong support system or people that support you very strongly, because there could be even a slight obsession with you, when it comes to other people. Like if you are in the spotlight, you could have very obsessive supporters, very obsessive fans, or people that are drawn to your energy in a very intense, overwhelming way. I feel like your future spouse could even have something of an addiction and obsession with you. But I feel like for them, with that Two of Cups energy, it is a healthy one. But I feel like this person may not be able to get enough of you. Like I feel like your future spouse, there is like the more of you that they experience, and the more that they're with you, the more that they want. So I do feel like you are somebody where you will always have this allure, this attractiveness. I feel like you may age very well. And I do feel like you may be known and recognized for that as well, because the Queen of Wands is someone to be admired. And I feel like you are going to be someone who is going to receive maybe rewards, awards, accolades. There's definitely a lot of energy here of star power. Whether or not you step into the spotlight in a big way or even a small way, your energy gives star, somebody that could be well known, somebody that is to be admired, somebody that is to be recognized, somebody that does hold this level of influence. I do feel like you will have a very strong powerful position, or you will have some sort of influence and authority, or there's something about maybe the way you speak, or something about the way you, or something that you put out into the world, that I feel is going to shift something. It's going to shift people in a way on an internal level, or it's going to shift some sort of, with the justice card, some sort of legal aspects in the favor of the people. It feels very much like a change maker, like somebody that is here to change and balance out things. And I do feel like, again, there's emotional fulfillment, because with the clarifiers, you have the moon card, and that could be a fear of love and romance and opening up again. But then you have the important and urgent message of there will be an Ace of Cups, new beginning. And then at the bottom of the deck in the previous card pull, we have the Two of Cups. So yeah, this is going to be a very, I feel like this is going to be a very surprising type of energy. I feel like maybe the romantic partner portion may be very sudden, but I feel like you are evolving into this Queen of Wands if you haven't already. Each of you may be at a different point in your journey. But I do feel very strongly here that you are a rebel, or you are destined to become somebody who is a rebel with a cause. Because the Queen of Wands is fearless and bold. She says what she means what she says. She's not afraid to speak up. She's not afraid to challenge authority. She's not afraid to ask the right questions. She's not afraid to cross over the line and step over the boundaries if it's for the sake of good. In this case, you seek out righteousness and fairness, and this could be spiritually, or this could even be on a legal kind of playing field. But there's definitely a strong desire for you to make sure that those that are in need have what they need. Those that have been wronged or hurt, that there is justice, that those people feel seen, they feel heard, they feel justified, and that there is a balancing. And I think that is a beautiful energy. Now, I do feel like for a lot of you, you're intuitive, so you may already know about whatever this energy is. Some of you could already have a sense of this. Some of you could already be in this Queen of Wands where you're doing what you desire for career, and it is something that creates some sort of spiritual, emotional, or justice type of balance in other people's lives. You would know better than me, and it could be on a different level for each of you. But this does feel like a message that came out before. So I wouldn't be surprised if the reading that this came out in before, you were drawn to it. Some of the cards are different, right? I feel like some of the cards are different, but the message is consistently the same. So you're destined. I feel like this is what's important and urgent for you to know at this time, especially if you're in this moon energy of fear, doubt, illusions, and you're emotionally kind of disturbed and trying to heal and transform. It's important and urgent for you to know that you will have a new beginning in love. Your heart will be healed. You will find this sense of confidence. You will step into your power. You will be pursuing and achieving your dreams and goals. You will be somebody that is pivotal in making and creating change in the lives of others on some level. You will maybe be very charitable and maybe create a nonprofit organization, or something that helps to give to others that need and they have nowhere else to go, you will have wealth and abundance with this 10 of Pentacles. And I do feel again, you will create a massive legacy. And for some of you, this future spouse will be a part of that legacy because you may work together to build whatever this is. For most of you, I feel like this is your own legacy, but you will have a romantic partner there with you with this 10 of Pentacles and 2 of Cups that acts as a support system, somebody that is emotionally fueling you and uplifting you and supporting you. And they're very dependable. I feel like you are going to have more than enough. And I feel like when you do come into this energy, it will be such a difference from what you've experienced leading up to this point. Because right now, this could feel like a fever dream for some of you. But I have the Queen of Wands out here twice. And the fact that this message is a repeat in some ways as something that came out before, and I can't remember which reading it was, I feel like this is certainly for somebody drawn to this specific reading. This is like a double confirmation, especially if you were drawn to this same energy in that previous reading. This is a confirmation. And we're saying important and urgent messages from a higher power. So you will receive justice in your life for anything or anyone that has ever wronged you. Maybe you felt like they got away with it. Maybe you've had to struggle. Maybe you've had to endure a lot mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially as a result of somebody else's harmful actions towards you that was unfair. And the important and urgent message is to understand that there will be balance and you will receive your karmic justice. This is giving the energy of Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this is destined for you, and again, this may happen suddenly. You may step into this purpose suddenly, or for most of you, this lover is going to come in suddenly, very hot and heavy. And you're going to recognize this person for who they are. And I feel like this connection is going to heal your heart and is going to have a pivotal and domino effect in every other area of your life. And I love that for you. Now, if this did resonate on any level, please feel free to like and subscribe, and you can let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Hi, Pal 2. So this is a quick energy check-in. We're going to briefly look into the energy that you may be in right now, or an energy that you may have come out of within the recent past, as a means to add an extra layer of confirmation that the energy and the messages that came through in this reading are for you, and also to give more insight as to why the messages that came through are important and urgent for you to hear at this very moment. So for this group, there's a couple of different energies that you could be feeling right now. I do feel like for this group, you have a lot on your plate. I feel like you have a lot of responsibilities. A lot of you could feel like you're alone or you are alone in this journey when it comes to your finances and your material world, when it comes to your spirituality and your personal growth. I feel like there's a need to try to find balance for me time, but also have this energy where you're giving to those that rely on you and you're giving to things that are required, like food, shelter, abundance. This is a group that is very much desiring to have the world energy. And the world energy is where you have material abundance and spiritual abundance equally. And I feel like for this group, some of you are wanting to work from home, or you have had some unfortunate experiences in previous work environments, partnerships, or within a sense of community with others. And this could have caused you to isolate yourself at some point and really just go within. So some of you could be trying to figure out your purpose, or you could have been really needing to be patient and persevere as you've been really putting in a lot of work on building your finances, focusing on growth in your career. And it could feel like there's a slow kind of progression, like there's a stagnation. You feel like maybe you should be farther along based off of all the work you've put in. Maybe there were some people that could have intervened for some of you, and that could have set you back or caused you to have to start over. But either way, you are looking at things from a perspective where you're maybe wondering if you will ever get that breakthrough, if you're ever going to come into that point of harmony, balance, and positive abundance in those more key elements in your life. And that could be why this message is important for you to hear right now, because you could be at a critical point for some of you where you're closer to your breakthrough than you realize, but you could be feeling so overwhelmed and frustrated right now that some of you may be ready to just throw in the towel and kind of walk away from, all that you have already put time into, right? And it's understandable. But of course, if that energy resonated, then yes, this is more than likely the reading for you. The messages that came through were meant for you to hear at this moment. And now I'm going to go ahead, now that that is out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get into your reading. Welcome to your reading pile 2 regarding what are some important and urgent messages that are meant to come through for you right now at this time. So I've already pre-shuffled. I do prefer to pull 5 cards, but 6 cards came through for your group. So we will go ahead and look into those cards and then we will get into the reading. So the first card out is the Moon, followed by the Three of Pentacles. And then we have the Nine of Wands, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, followed by the Nine of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck energy is the High Priestess. Really quickly, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. There are 3 clarifier cards that I pulled from a separate tarot deck, and I will identify those as well. We have the Three of Pentacles again in the clarifiers, followed by the Six of Swords, and then the Temperance card. Bottom of the deck energy for that is the Hermit. So, yours is actually, there's quite a few messages. First and foremost, one important and urgent message that's coming through strongly. With all of the Pentacles energy out here, there is growth and abundance coming in. Some of you may have already come into this growth and abundance, but there is some sort of financial windfall, increase of wealth, inheritance, or there's some sort of a business or new opportunity that is going to come in or that you will start, and it's going to lead you to the Nine of Pentacles where there's financial freedom. You're able to enjoy the finer things in life. You're able to have more time to kind of spend pouring into yourself and investing in yourself. You will be operating in more of a high valued energy. However, in your group, there is also a lot of focus on spiritual growth. We have the High Priestess and the Hermit here, both at the bottom of the deck. The High Priestess comes out in the first card pull at the bottom, and the Hermit comes out at the second one. This, and then of course, Temperance, more spiritual energy. So I feel like you've overcome something very difficult. I do feel like it has to do with some sort of a collaborative situation. So for each of you, this could be different. So for example, for a lot of you, this does have to do with a work environment, a business partner. For others of you, this can be a living environment that you were kind of maybe working from home, or this is just people that you were collaborating with in terms of operating a home life. But this does have to do with dealing with others. There was some deceptive energy here with the Moon card. There were some hidden enemies, some wolf in sheep's clothing, or there could have just been a lot of unfair energy, either in a work environment, in a living environment, or just working with a group of people. And I feel like you may have pulled your energy back and kind of have chosen to kind of be to yourself, or this is an energy that you may be coming into. So you could be walking away or have already walked away from some sort of a group or collaborative effort or some sort of a job or career. And what's really going to happen is you're going to have a new beginning with this Ace of Pentacles, meaning that there will either be a new job opportunity, a new career move. You may start a business or a creative endeavor. This could also be for some of you, as I mentioned, a windfall, like some unexpected money that comes in that you're not expecting, or something that is just going to create this influx of financial wealth. And I do feel like it is something that's a long time coming, because there could have been a lot of struggles in finances. Or, for example, some of you could have been in a work environment or a living situation that you stayed in because your finances didn't allow you to walk away. However, some of you have already walked away, because we, in the clarifiers, we do have the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is moving away from that type of energy, basically finding smooth sailing waters, moving away to have peace. And then the Temperance comes out after the Six of Swords, which represents peace, harmony, balance. So I do feel like this is also suggesting, for those of you that have walked away and you have not found this temperance and balance yet, that's coming in for you. For those of you that have not walked away from this situation yet, this is letting you know that you will find that balance and harmony. I feel like within yourself, within your circumstances, and especially within your finances. For some of you, you could be wanting to start a business, or you have a business or career that could have to do with the occult or something that is healing. With the High Priestess and the Hermit at the bottom, it's very much giving the energy of like a guiding light, a spiritual guru, somebody that is perhaps maybe choosing to work from home, something where you're not having to really deal with other people's energy. That's coming through strongly here for quite a few of you. And I feel like maybe you will be surprised by how much wealth and abundance that you acquire from this. This could also mean that by focusing on spiritual growth, for those of you that haven't yet, focusing on maybe attuning your intuition and really doing a lot of more spiritual practices, that there could be some sort of insight or knowledge that comes into your environment or comes to you quickly, and it allows you to have a new beginning in your circumstances in your life. But there is a glow up here with your money. I feel like you are becoming more disciplined in your life. You are more than likely becoming more strategic. You could be focusing on saving more, maybe learning more about how to manage your money, how to grow your money, how to expand when it comes to your material plane. For some of you, you could be relocating and moving into your own place with the Four of Wands that showed up in the clarifiers. But it's definitely giving an energy of somebody that is looking to have a stability. There's a desire to be able to be in your own energy to yourself, doing something that you love that fulfills you emotionally and spiritually and mentally, and make enough money where you don't have to rely on anyone else, or where you don't have to work with anyone else or have to settle, if you will, where you don't have to really settle to make the money you want to make. You don't have to settle to create the life for yourself that your heart desires. But this is giving the energy of somebody who is very focused on spiritual personal growth, or you're coming into this energy, and also focused on your money and your material plane. Both of these energies feel very balanced. And that's giving me the energy of the World card, because that denotes the energy of spiritual and material abundance that you've acquired, where you're focused on creating the life for yourself that you want. And the Temperance card is also a card of purpose. It's seeking out meaning and finding your life's purpose. And the fact that the Hermit is at the bottom of the deck for that clarifier, and the High Priestess is as well in the other card pool, this is definitely giving me the energy that you're stepping into your life purpose. You're walking away from something that didn't serve you, something that felt like an uphill battle. It may have felt like a burden. There may have been a lot of toxicity and conflict. And by moving away from that, it'll give you this energy of peace and harmony. And I feel like you will come into this energy of independence, where you now either have no other reason or no other, you either have no other choice but to step into this purpose, is kind of what I'm getting for some of you. Yeah, because the Nine of Wands is an energy of a warrior. This is somebody that's really been through it. They've had a lot of battles. They've had a lot of maybe deceptive energies, a lot of conflict, a lot of struggles. This could be struggles in work, in career, in finances, in relationships, or just life itself has been a very overwhelming kind of experience for you. And it's like in this energy, I'm feeling like you're seeking peace. You're finally wanting to be where you're in a place where you feel whole and fulfilled, where you feel like you're serving a purpose, not something that's just satisfying you financially, but also something that is, as I stated, is satisfying you spiritually, like you have a sense of belonging. Because I feel like in the past, in previous careers or living situations or connections that you've had, there's never really been a sense of belonging. And that could be why this High Priestess and this Hermit energy is showing up. And also we have the Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. The nine is the self. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is the number one, also the self. There's a lot of energy of you liking to be to yourself. You could be a very introverted, closed off person. And that could be as a result of a lot of conflicts you've experienced, a lot of disappointments, a lot of hidden enemies, a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. Some of these experiences could have had you questioning your own intuition, or it could have had you in an energy where your intuition was blocked and you're coming out of that. Because the Moon card and the High Priestess, this is both moon energy. Both of these cards deal with our intuition and our spiritual self and our emotional self. And in the Moon card, this card could mean that there is emotional blockage, or there are illusions where you cannot see the truth of a situation because there are hidden enemies, like I said, or there is some sort of manipulation or theft or just negative energy that's happening behind the scenes. Because in the Moon card, this could be things unseen, but that could be detrimental to you. or things that you experience, and on an emotional level, it causes you to shut down, but not necessarily in a healthy way. Whereas with the high priestess, it's a similar energy of the moon, but it's more of a higher level, as in the high priestess, where now your intuition is more sharpened. You've learned a lot of life lessons because of what you've experienced, and you're more comfortable in this energy. You have worked through your shadow self, your trauma, the things you've experienced, and you've aligned it with your light. Your light and dark have aligned. So your masculine and feminine energy are now in balance based off of this card. Except now that you're closed off, you have learned so much wisdom that you can now share it. So you could be a guiding light for others, or you could become your own inner guide to where you're able to receive downloads and information directly from source, from God, from the universe, whatever you believe in. You're able to receive this type of information that's needed to move forward and to find the success that you've wanted. And that could be where this new financial opportunity comes in. But I do feel very strongly for some of you, this is something that could come in suddenly, right? Maybe you're seeking out a new job and the opportunity comes in and it's more than what you thought it was. And it allows you to rise up the ladder, the corporate ladder, much quicker, because you go from the Ace of Pentacles of something new. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles of somebody that's actually taking the action to put in the energy of working, building, mastering their skills, and growing. And then it goes right into the Nine of Pentacles, of where the fruits of your hard work now come in. And now you can reap the rewards and enjoy the wealth and abundance that you have put so much time into. So this could be a career that you climb the ladders and you find the wealth and abundance that you have desired, and it is something that is fulfilling to you. Otherwise, it's like I said, most of you, this has to do with maybe you wanting to work from home, maybe you wanting to start your own business, you wanting to start a spiritual business. There is something that you want to put out into the world, but this feels like a healer to me. This feels like somebody that has overcome a lot with this Nine of Wands, and now you can make money off of teaching others with this High Priestess card how to heal and transform and find their own and heighten their own intuition and find their own temperance and balance. Maybe that's your life purpose, because as I stated, the Temperance card is about finding one's own purpose and path in life. And then with the Hermit, again, somebody who does the inner work, somebody that withdraws from others and they go in, they heal, they transform, they get to know themselves, and they find, again, that direction in life that they've been looking for. So a lot of spiritual energy here. So a lot of you could make money from doing this. Some of you may already be making money from doing this. Some of you could still be in the grind of building this business or pouring into whatever this Ace of Pentacles is. And you may be closer to the Nine of Pentacles than you think. But Nine of Pentacles is long term. It is slower moving, but it is long term. So once you have acquired a Nine of Pentacles, generally that is something that is sustaining, right? This means that you may have investments, you may have savings account, checking account where there's money in there that you have access to. You may have investments, properties, businesses, side hustles, like a number of different streams of income. This kind of gives the energy of something that is making money, where your money is making money for you, right? Or it's something where there is a constant inflow of finances, to where you don't have to give up as much time or rely on other people to help you bring in the wealth. You don't have to rely on a 9 to 5, or you don't have to be in an environment that's toxic or negative or that you cannot grow in just to keep a check coming in, right? So I feel like this is suggesting that the important and urgent message here is that whatever this Ace of Pentacles is, if it's not an influx or sudden windfall of money, or an opportunity you're not expecting, if you know this is a business idea you've wanted to start, something creative or spiritual that you want to kind of implement and build, this is an important urgent message to say that this is something that may definitely take you to the Nine of Pentacles. As long as you stay consistent and steady with it, it will turn into the Nine of Pentacles, and you will at that point have perhaps even more money, wealth and abundance and success than you could have had by being in this Three of Pentacles energy, in this work environment or in this living situation, or working with these energies that seemingly are coming up as very toxic. Because in the Three of Pentacles that comes out in the first card pull, the Moon is before it and the Nine of Wands is after it, denoting that this situation is something that you felt like you had to fight through, right? Something you had to overcome. And with the Moon card, it's like hidden enemies were there, wolf in sheep's clothing. There were things happening behind the scenes. It could have been sabotage, fears, lies, gossip, just anything that was mentally and emotionally keeping you hindered. And then when it comes out again in the clarifiers with the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Swords follows, which is you walking away from that energy, to find smoother sailing waters, to find peace, to basically relieve the stress that this situation brought to you. But there is balance coming in. With the Temperance card, there is balance, and that to me is with this, that's signifying balance spiritually and materially. It's like you're coming into this energy, if you haven't already, where you're about to be able to create the life that you desire for yourself. And again, you're on different timelines. It's a general reading. You would know where you're at in this specific scenario, but your reading is very clear and cut dry, especially with the clarifiers reconfirming with the Three of Pentacles coming out again and showing you leaving this situation. Yeah, this is definitely something to do with your money and your work. For a few of you, like I said, it is a living situation where there was toxicity and chaos, and that could have been something that was hindering your spiritual growth, hindering your personal and financial growth. But maybe you had to stay in that situation because you didn't have enough financial stability to be on your own. But this is signifying that you will have that level of independence where you won't have to really rely on anyone else anymore. You will be in control. And the Knight of Pentacles is usually like a leader, a boss. So this is definitely, again, giving entrepreneur energy. This is giving the energy of business owner or somebody that is pursuing or on the rise to having a top tier position, a high ranking position, maybe within a company or within a specific industry. But whatever you went through, I do feel was it could have been divinely guided with all this spiritual energy coming through. It could have been divinely guided to lead you to finding your life's purpose. Because in the clarifiers with the Three of Pentacles into the Six of Swords, it does lead to the Temperance. So this is something that maybe you had to go through, and it kind of was maybe like the last straw type of situation, because you could have had a lot of repeated kind of cycles like this. And then it just gets to a point where you decide it's time to take control, it's time to start something new, or it's time for me to go within and really figure out what I need, what I want, what will fulfill me, what will, excite me, what am I passionate about. And at the same time, it'll bring in money. You want happiness and you want stability. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's ideal. Because some people focus too much on the spiritual growth. And I mean, that's questionable, because can you really focus too much on personal growth? It can, I guess anything can be too much. But some people can focus more on that, and some people can focus too much on financial and material world stuff. In your case, there's a beautiful balance here where you desire both. So this is the energy of somebody that is very whole or is becoming very whole within themselves. Somebody that sees the value. That value is not just in the material plane, but there is a lot of value and necessity in our internal selves, in our mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. And they are directly linked, because typically as we evolve and transform on the inside, in my opinion, it is usually something that will reflect on the outside, on our physical appearance, in the way we walk, in the way we speak, in the way we dress, in the way we carry ourselves. There's a certain level of authenticity that is coming through for you. You could go through a physical transformation with that Nine of Pentacles, to where you may be able to dress better. You may be able to eat better. You may be able to try different things or travel to different places that you've always wanted, because now you'll have more time. So time could be another thing with this group. Maybe you were in an environment where you were working with others, but you were doing more of the heavy lifting. Most of the responsibility was on you, and everyone reaped the rewards, or you got the short end of the stick for some of you. And now you're moving into an energy where it's just you're paving the way, you're doing this in your way, on your time, in this environment that you are creating for yourself. And it's going to lead you to more money than you were making before. It's going to lead you to more success than you were making before. And more importantly, it feels like something you're doing on your own. But I do feel like there is spiritual guidance here. I feel like you're spiritually protected in this. And I feel like there is spiritual energy that is helping you along the way. With the High Priestess, that's an energy of having direct connection with source. And with Temperance, that can be like spiritual intervention, something coming in to help create that balance. So I do feel like the spirit is on your side, the divine, the God, the universe, whatever you believe in. There is guidance there. There's somebody that is helping you through this. So don't feel alone in this, because there's a lot of energy of you feeling alone, like you've had to do everything on your own. And anytime you've relied on anyone else, or you've worked with anyone else, or you've tried to collaborate with other people or any job environment, like something always seemingly goes wrong. There always seems to be some sort of toxic or negative energy or unfairness or downside to the experience. And with the Nine of Wands, you've had enough. It's like you would rather work hard and put in all that time and effort to build something of your own, on your own, where at least you can have peace and still have time to work on the other aspects of yourself that are important to you. And I feel like it is going to lead you to the ultimate fulfillment and ultimate wish fulfillment in every area of your life. The Four of Wands, like I stated, did show itself in the clarifiers when shuffling. And also so did the Six of Pentacles. So again, a lot of Pentacles energy out here, and that came through. But with the Four of Wands, I do feel like, I will say as a side note for quite a few of you, there will be a kind of a community that maybe you will work with later down the line, or that will be present, or that you will come into basically connections with. Maybe with the Nine of Pentacles, you'll be stepping out more, really just enjoying life itself and living it to the fullest. And this may put you in contact with other like-minded energies, and you'll have people there that will support you. They'll support your achievements. It'll be like a very peaceful, fair, authentic kind of dynamic. For others of you, this could be romance, because the Knight of Cups kept showing itself when I was shuffling in both tarot decks. So there could be a romantic offer that comes in for some of you. Others of you, this could be a friend or a soul tribe that really makes you feel welcomed, loving, and warm. Okay. And I feel like this group, you really deserve that. And with the Six of Pentacles that showed itself, that is an equal give and take. So some of you could be very charitable, but also there will be a community, I feel, that comes in, or a partner, where they will give and pour just as much into you as you give and pour into them. There will no longer be an imbalance or unfairness. This will be something where you realize you're getting just as much out of the connection as you're putting in. And Pentacles is often like loyalty, groundedness, stable energy. So these will be loyal energies. These will be people that are true and dependable, supportive, and nurturing, not jealous, envious, hidden enemy type of vibes. People that truly are there for you and not what you can offer. And I feel like that's matching the authentic energy that you have come into, or that you are coming into. And I love that for you. So I will go ahead and end the reading here. And of course, if it resonated on any level, please feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Hi, Pal 3. So I'm doing quick intros for this specific picker card, especially because I want to do a quick energy check-in and kind of briefly go into the energy that you may be experiencing right now or within the recent past, as an extra layer of confirmation that this reading and message that came through is for you, and also to kind of give insight as to why this is important and urgent for you to hear at this time. So some of you could currently be in, or recently have come out of, a very painful cycle of healing and transformation. I do feel like you are in a glow up season. Some of you could have already gone through this glow up. Others of you, you may be entering this season. I feel like you are evolving into the best version of yourself. You're coming into this alignment, and I feel like your perspectives on life may be getting ready to change. But you could be at a point, for some of you, where you're going back and forth in your healing journey. You're going maybe back and forth from feeling maybe some days where you feel amazing, and then maybe other days you feel like you have not evolved as much as you thought, or you're not over something that you thought you had healed, or some things from your past are still sitting in your energy field, and you may feel like you're exhausted with constantly trying to get past this energy, get through this energy, and come out on the other side fully refreshed, fully renewed, and fully with this new vigor and new beginning and a new leash on life. So if that resonated with your energy right now or within the recent past, then clearly this message that came through today that you're getting ready to get into is meant for you. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that out there, but there is definitely an energy for this group where you have been heartbroken and deceived quite a bit, and you could have given up on love, you could have given up on connections, you could have given up to some degree on life, or have given up on the idea that you would ever be happy and emotionally fulfilled and joyous in life again. So a lot of you have lost your passion, and you could be at this point where you're ready to just throw the towel in on this entire journey of transformation and death and rebirth and renewal because you're ready and wanting your time in the sun, and it feels like it's never going to come. So, of course, as I stated, if that all resonated, then this message is certainly more than likely meant for you. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Welcome to your reading pile 3 regarding some important and urgent messages that you need to hear at this time. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards. We'll look into the 5 cards that came through and then we'll get into your message. So the first card out is the Knight of Wands, followed by the 5 of Pentacles. And then we have the Tower, followed by the Page of Wands. And then the final card out is the Knight of Swords. Bottom of the deck energy is the 4 of Swords. So really quickly, it does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. I did pull clarifiers for this group just as I did the previous 2. I do prefer to pull 3 clarifiers, but 4 clarifying cards came out for your group. So those 4 are as followed. The 10 of Swords followed by the Ace of Cups, the Death card followed by the Empress, and the 8 of Cups as the bottom of the deck for the clarifiers. So essentially what seems to be coming through, because there's quite a few messages here and I'm going to break each one down as best as I can. It may play out different for each of you, but the dynamic is going to be the same. So for this group, there's a message coming through where you are stepping into the best, or rather becoming, or if you haven't already, becoming the best version of yourself. You're stepping into a season where you're going to be at your most attractive, your most abundant, your most sexiest, vibrant, passionate, joyous self. With the Wands energy out here, some of you could have creative endeavors, hobbies, travel plans, things that you've always wanted to do, things you've always wanted to experience, achieve, accomplish, and you may have put it on the back burner because with the cards that have come through, how should I put this? A lot of you have been maybe in a dark period for a while. There was some sort of a painful ending in a relationship of some sort. It could have been romantic, it could have been friends, you could have been betrayed, lied to, cheated on. Someone could have stolen from you. But with the Tower card and the Ten of Swords out here, it was something that felt maybe soul crushing. Like this was deeply heartbreaking. And I feel like it was something that was sudden and it could have taken a while to overcome this. Some of you could still be trying to heal from whatever this is. Some of you could be coming out of it as we speak. But with the messages coming through here, there is a new beginning in love with this Ace of Cups. This could be a friendship, but I feel for most of you, this is romantic. I feel like it will be something that is very transformative. I feel like it'll be a contrast, a vast contrast from the situation that you had before, the experiences you had before, because the Ace of Cups is coming out, and then the Death card follows it, and then the Empress follows that. And the Empress is the energy of abundance. This is the Queen of Queens because she embodies all the queens. Very beautiful and attractive, very sexy, very sultry, very intuitive, very powerful and authoritative. This is somebody who has evolved into, as I said earlier, the best version of herself and continues to evolve. The Death card is about transforming from the past and moving forward. So I feel like, again, this is the dawn of a new era for you coming in, but especially as it pertains to your emotional connections and to your personal self-perception. So you're coming into this very confident, if you haven't already, this very confident season in your life. You're coming into this very bold and courageous energy. I do feel like everything you've been through in this connection or whatever these situations are, because this could have been multiple experiences from your past. For some of you, I feel that it has made you more assertive. You had to maybe find your voice again. With the Knight of Swords, there's more boundaries. With the Four of Swords as well, there's more ease. You're going to feel more at peace, more relaxed. You're going to feel very replenished. There's a vitality coming back. If you've been low on energy or have lacked the desire, as I stated earlier, to do something, to pursue something, to really just step out and enjoy life, then you're coming into this energy of where you're going to want to make more exciting memories. You're going to maybe go out more. Some of you could start dating more where this new love comes in. But even before it comes in, some of you may start exploring or playing with the idea of dating, maybe getting to know more people, opening yourself up a little bit more. A lot of you could have been in hermit mode. I did pre-shuffle and pull for the clarifying cards a couple of times. And the reason being is because in the first couple of times I pre-shuffled and pulled, I got repeating cards from the initial pull, such as the Tower, the Page of Wands, as well as the Knight of Wands. And I wanted more insight and depth into what we are seeing here. So I went ahead and finalized on these cards. And I do want to note that the Ten of Swords came out multiple times as well. But since it's not in the original card pull, I kept it, and it makes sense because the Tower did come out. So I do feel like for this group, there is going to kind of be, for some of you, this could be sudden, but there's going to be a spark, right? Some of you have lost your light. Like I said earlier, you felt like you were in the darkness. I feel like whatever this is, it may have drained you mentally, emotionally, physically, for some of you, even financially, and spiritually. I feel like you were drained. You had to kind of rebuild yourself. You're going through a revival, a renewal, a transformation, and I feel like it is going to affect every area of your life, but you've done a lot of inner work. Some of you could still be doing this inner work. And for others of you, this new romantic connection or this new friendship that comes in, this new emotional connection is going to kind of help finalize this kind of transformation that you've been going through. But definitely, I feel like for a lot of you, you may be working on your body more. Your style may become a little bit more bolder, or it may transform. The way that you walk is going to change, the way that you speak, the tone of voice you use, the way you carry yourself, the way you show up. I just feel like every aspect of you is renewed. The Empress represents giving birth to something, and then the Death card is about death and rebirth. So I do feel like this is reconfirming that the old version of you that had experienced whatever this is has already kind of died, or it's going away at this time, and then there's this newer version of you stepping out. It's reminding me of the song which I've referenced before, by Diana Ross, I'm Coming Out. It feels like you're stepping out of the shadows, but you're stepping out as this newer version of yourself. This is the best version of you. This is the version of you that you essentially have always been, but maybe that this part of you was buried as a result of the things that you were experiencing. You had lost your light. You had lost your zest for life. You could have been very hopeless, going through some resentment, some bitterness, some sadness, disappointments, heartaches, fear and doubt about people, right? And that's changing for you. I feel like this new connection is going to feel easier. It's going to feel vastly different. I feel like you are going to feel vastly different. I feel like overcoming this has empowered you in a way to where I don't feel like there will be a whole lot that will bother you or trigger you as it did before. It's like essentially you overcoming this, it helps you to see that you've overcome so much that there's not much that you can really not take on. And that fearless energy is what's birthing in you. And that's what's allowing you to step out in this carefree, fun, excited, sexy, passionate energy. For those of you where your finances have been stagnant, your livelihood, your responsibilities, or your value within yourself kind of may have taken a hit as a result of this, there is abundance coming in, as I stated, with this Empress. Some of you, this abundance or this balancing, if you will, of your finances may be a result of something that you pursue creatively, because the Knight of Wands is out here and so is the Page of Wands. So it could be something that you pursue very vigorously. The Knight of Swords is about taking decisive action to pursue what our heart desires, to overcome and to become victorious in something. So I feel like you will have the energy to pursue something with a lot of boldness, a lot of courage, a lot of fearlessness, and without doubt, trusting more in life. There's a free spirited energy coming in. It's almost like you're freeing yourself. And it feels very, there's a word that I want to use here and it's not coming to me. This feels very, I think the best word to use here is invigorating. I think is the best word I can use for this. This feels like almost like you're shedding skin, but it feels exciting. It feels fun. Like you're going to be having fun again. Life is going to seem bright again. That this is like the sun is coming out. The dark cloud that you may have been feeling for a while, it is dissipating. It is falling away. Yeah, you're feeling more empowered. You could be attracting a lot of attention because I feel like, again, you're going to be really emitting this very sexy, confident energy, this very fun, vibrant, charismatic, charming energy. And I do feel like it will attract a lot of attention, especially with the Empress being so attractive. Yes, you could have a lot of suitors, but I do feel like there will be one specific person for those of you where this is romance that is going to catch your eye, and there's going to feel like a mutual instant attraction there. And there will be ease in your finances, in your circumstances. There will be ease in, I feel, this new connection. You will have more ease when it comes to pursuing things, to going out, to having fun. Life may have felt very hard. Day to day activities and situations may have felt very hard. Connections and opening yourself up to new things or to new connections could have felt very difficult and overwhelming. And you had a lot of disinterest. And now you're going to find yourself just kind of flowing. This is giving a very go with the flow type of energy. The Page of Wands is free spirited. The Knight of Wands, free spirited. Yeah, you could have been guarded for a while. And I noticed in the Ten of Swords, I think I highlighted this before in a different reading. In the Ten of Swords, they're laying down. The person's laying down in the card, and in the Four of Swords, the person's laying down too. The difference is in the Ten of Swords, there are 10 swords in his back. So he's laying down because he's tired, he's exhausted, he's in pain. He's been literally beat down through experiences and connections and difficulties, betrayals, deceptions. So he's laying down out of exhaustion, right? Just tired of being tired. This is kind of like, I give up. I can't take any more type of energy. And with the Four of Swords, he's laying down, but he's at peace. He's relaxed. There's no stress. There's no worries. There's no anxiety. He has released everything that has hindered him. And now he's in this energy of recovery and recuperation. That's why I said for some of you where your health, your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and financial health has taken a hit over the years or throughout however long this has happened, or if it's at that stage now, there is balance coming in with that, the number 4 here in this Four of Swords energy. There's balance. There's not going to be any more stress in those areas. You're breaking free of these chains that have held you back. Things of the past with this death card are no longer going to bother you or have any kind of influence or effect on you as it did before. And also, as I mentioned, those of you that will be pursuing creative endeavors, passions, and hobbies, the Empress card, as I mentioned, this is creative energy. This is, again, like I said, somebody that gives birth. She's very creative. She creates things and she puts it out into the world, and she nurtures it and loves it and watches it grow into something very beautiful and abundant. So I feel like for those of you where you will pursuing creative endeavors, new businesses, passion projects, whatever I feel like you put your energy to, once you come into this energy, I feel like it is going to be very fruitful. And I feel like your creativity is going to be flowing. I feel like things are going to feel easy as you step into this energy. Your day-to-day routines, your day-to-day actions, the energy that you've had to maybe strive to put into getting up and going out, or taking on a task or pursuing something. And now it's going to feel like something that is just so simple. Like it's going to feel so exciting and fun and passionate that maybe this energy of the past of heartache and disappointment, it may feel like a fever dream. Once you kind of step over into this other side and you are kind of birthing this new energy, this new better version of yourself, the best version of yourself, I feel like that past energy is going to feel so distant. I feel like the remnants of that are like, none of that is going to have any kind of presence in your life anymore. So this is a new journey. There is a new journey coming in for this group. And this is one that I feel like you will enjoy. I feel a lot of happiness and bliss coming from these cards. Like your heart is going to feel full, whereas before it felt broken, it's going to feel whole and full and in the most beautiful ways. I feel like a warm energy here, like a kind of exhaling, like taking a deep breath and feeling at ease, very calm, very relaxed, very just kind of in your divine feminine energy. So some of you could be manifesting in this romantic partner or this emotional connection with a good friend. And I feel like maybe you're not even conscious you're doing it, but the work you've been doing on yourself kind of putting away and moving away from those old energies with the death card and transforming into this Empress energy. I feel like doing so is attracting in your spouse. Now, I will say for some of you with that Empress energy coming out, and we're talking about a new romantic offer, this is giving me the implication that for a lot of you, where this is romance, your Emperor, this could be your Emperor coming in. Because for you to be in this Empress energy and attracting in somebody with this new this Ace of Cups, this new love, this is more than likely you attracting in your counterpart. So again, all that you've been through, it may have been designed to help you evolve into who you were meant to be, to match the energy of your soulmate, your divine counterpart. So maybe they have went through something similar. Just as a side note, because that's coming through for me, I feel like that's potentially what this could be. This person has also went through something similar so that you can have the most healthy, harmonious, balanced connection possible. Because maybe there were aspects of you unbeknownst to you that you needed to heal and transform and evolve, such as setting better boundaries, speaking up, being more assertive, being more in this carefree, fiery energy, kind of having this very go with the flow, I don't give a F type of energy. Like you probably needed to be in that energy of ease and relaxation so that you can rest in a very confident and comfortable way in this new love, especially this healthy love without fears and doubts. Because again, if you've overcome that Tower and Ten of Swords energy, then you're going to feel like there's nothing that you can't overcome. I do still feel like there will be an air of caution for some of you, but I feel that this is something that will be very healing and warm and loving and very nurturing to who you are and to what you've come through. Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck in the clarifiers. This is walking away from something. This is walking away from something that is unfulfilling and moving on to something that is better for you. What comes out after the Eight of Cups in tarot is the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is when we have found wish fulfillment, self-love, emotional fulfillment. We're happy and content and abundant in every area of our lives. So with the Eight of Cups coming out, and then the Ace of Cups, that 8 plus 1 is the 9. As I stated, Nine of Cups, there's wish fulfillment coming in here. You're finding satisfaction and you're going to be enjoying the positive pleasures of life. And it's going to feel like you can, again, rest in this joy, in this luxury. I feel like there will be love, there will be financial stability, there will be spiritual stability, your health will be well. And I feel like you will just feel like you are it, like you are it, like you are her, you are him. Like that's what this is giving. Confidence is going to be on 10 if it isn't already. And for those of you that are already confident, which I feel you are, that confidence is going through a dramatic boost. I feel like this is going to be the most confident and comfortable and at peace that you may have ever been in your life. And it's well deserved because your journey does not seem like it's been easy. Whatever this energy was, it took a lot out of you. And a lot of you may have felt like you would never bounce back from this. Like it felt like an uphill battle trying to heal, forgive, and move on and find your light again. But it looks like you are finding your light or you have already. With the Eight of Cups, you could be moving or you could be relocating. Some of you could have a job change. This is also the energy where maybe you walked away from them. You had to move away from this person physically, or this person, again, like I said, may have abandoned you, or you felt abandoned, or you just had to abandon this energy because it was too much. It may have taken a lot to walk away from whatever this was. Even if this was multiple situations, I feel like it took a lot because for some reason I'm feeling like you put a lot into these connections, into these situations. And walking away may have taken a lot because maybe you didn't want to feel like you wasted so much time, energy, and effort. Or maybe there was an energy of waiting for things to work out. Like with the Eight of Cups, walking away from what doesn't fulfill you. But usually people stay in the illusion of that because they're hoping that the cups there are truly fulfilling or that at some point they will become fulfilling. And I think that the realization with that tower moment that none of these situations or this specific circumstance was not going to ever become fulfilling. It was only going to become worse. But you're rising up, or you have already. And I love that for you. So I don't think there's anything else I need to kind of get into with this reading. If there is something in the reading, if anything in this reading resonated with you, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you can return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you.